Good morning, good morning, good morning. Kiss up to God. To God be the glory for all the wonderful works that He does. Thank you, God, for another do over, for health and strength, for family and friends. Thank you for the brand new grace and brand new mercies. And Lord, if we have to say I'm sorry, give us that opportunity because I'm sorry can restore and can recover a whole lot of things. This morning, I'm coming on with to govern. And I think I'm doing this because of a conversation that I had last night with someone. And we was talking about like the difference in the generations or the difference in what's going on maybe in the government. I don't know what sparked it. But we really was talking about children because it was another educator. And so I'm gonna tell you what the definition of to govern means. I'm not talking about just the government, but to govern. Conduct the policy, acts, and affairs of state, organization, or people. To control, direct, or strongly influence the actions and conduct of. To lead, determine, decide, dominate, guide. To handle, inhabit, to manage, to regulate the rules. To be officially in charge of the place, to have responsibility of. That's a whole lot, right? To govern. And I don't know what word I really want to pull out of that because they're all important, especially when it comes to ourselves, our homes, our children. To govern. Maybe I pull up responsibility because when I was raised by very strict parents because they were raised by very strict parents. So we'll talk about generational. And they taught me morals and standards and values and how to treat people, do unto people. You don't treat everybody the way they treat you, but if they're treating you wrong, you don't have to deal with it. But be kind to people. And I raised my son strict with those same principles, the morals and the values and the standards. And that's what he is doing with his daughters. It's a little hard because he co-parents. And I guess maybe because of things in society now, maybe because they're not two parents now. But even one parent, my son, I was divorced from his father. He was in his life, but I still was a single parent. I still was the main caregiver. He was under my roof, 90% of the time. But he still spent a lot of time with his dad. But still, I was in control of governing him in a sense. But we was talking about the breakdown of the generations now. And I think some of it is because I know I was telling her, I said a lot of it is mainly our fault, as parents. Because my mindset, and I remember my mom saying this, I want you to do better than me. I want you to have more than me. I want your life easier than mine was. And I think that's what we are trying to do. That's what I tried to do. I worked 2 jobs so that my son could have. But he understood that. He realized that. And he appreciated the things that I sacrificed to make sure he had. That's not happening now. I don't think. I'm just going by what I see, what I hear, and the things that are going on with the disrespect of children. Starting from young ages, I stand at the back of the school to let the students in to come into the door, and I always have like upbeat music playing, and I'm always dancing around, and I'm making sure I'm speaking, and some of the kids give me a hug, but we actually have children that walk right in and will not part their lips. You can say good morning, they will not speak, and I'm like, where does that come from? At such early ages. I'm talking starting from kindergarten to 5th grade. Not all of them, but at least 4 students. One in kindergarten, like 2 5th graders. Girls are a little different anyway. And I'm not sure with the other grades. No matter what, I speak good morning, and will not say a word. I don't understand that. And as I say, we try to give our kids more and better, but is that a mistake? In a sense, not really a mistake, but have we hindered them from understanding values and morals? Have we, I can't even think of a good word to say, but we've made a mess of some of them because we have given them so much that they don't understand the value of working for it. And they don't appreciate it. I'm just saying what I see. I'm glad that I'm not raising the generation now, but I am in a sense, because if you're an educator, it's not just one student that's yours. You try to govern each one of them. Like if you see them doing wrong, it's our responsibility to correct it, to make sure that we keep them as safe as possible while they're in our care, while they're in the building. I'm not going to see a child stand on a table and jump off without addressing it. So we are responsible for them while they're there. But some of the stuff that the children say and do is because it's not being taught. It's not being taught because there's no way that it's okay to be disrespectful to someone who's not disrespecting you. And I remember my mom said, always respect your elders. She said, but if they respect you, it's okay if, I'm not saying disrespect, that's not what I'm saying. But if someone is nasty to you and not nice and they're older, I'm just saying, don't be nasty, just walk away. Don't stand up there and curse them out and yell at them and disrespect them and talk to them any kind of way. And so it makes me wonder if that's what they're doing to their parents, because if a child does not fear the home or the parent or their guardian or whoever is in charge of them, they're not going to fear anybody else. And that's what's happening with some other stuff that's going on now. I'm just talking in general. And it's sad because it's not getting better. This is just talking points because of what we was talking last night. And it's our fault. I'm putting the blame on the adults by the way some of the children are acting. And then you expect them to be certain type of way, but they're not taught that way. They're not reared that way. It is our responsibility to govern our children. You want to govern them. You don't want anybody to tell them what to do. But if you govern them correctly, no one would have to tell them what to do because they would know already. I'm just talking about what I see. I'm just talking about what I'm dealing with or what I dealt with. Even in the grocery store, like yesterday I was in a store looking for a shirt. And the mother and the daughter was in there. Maybe that's what made me talk about it, because what I saw. And the daughter she was a teenager. Her mouth was foul. And the mother was like, don't talk like that. But see, for her to say it, she already talks like that. Don't try to correct her now in public, but evidently it's done in private already. But then she had a smaller child that was running around in the store. Now, nowadays people are taking your children. If there was a pervert out there or somebody with their mind on snatching your child, that child was so far from you, they could have taken that child and left, and you would have never caught them. And this child is running around, could get hurt. And the store manager spoke. She said, could you go back with your mother? Could you go back with your mother? And the mother is way over there with a cussing teenager. I'm like, what the world is going on here? And I have oh, very good. My child, my son, be a golden standard firsthand, then be respected as a leader. That's a good one. Thank you. Maybe that's what's going on. They're not the leaders are not being respected because they're not leading correctly. But as I say, some of that You know, it lies on the responsibility of the parent. Are you governing your home? Are you governing your children? And I just want to come on and talk about that. It's more, but I'm looking at my time and I want to stay on too long. But thank you anyway for joining. I see a couple of people have joined me this morning. Thank you so much for joining me. You know what I'm saying. Don't even my son. He gets smart with me. See? I thought I governed him correctly. Thank you so much for joining me. If you think anybody needs to hear this, please, please, please share it with them. And to continue to subscribe, continue to like, and continue to comment if you would like. You know, I would love if you leave a comment. What do you think? Do you think that we have failed our responsibilities as governing our children, governing our home, even governing ourselves? If so, just leave a comment. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Jennifer Bruce. I am your Southern Belle, and I am on the right road now. Y'all have a blessed day. Now you hear God bless.